Okay, so the first thing we do, of course, is what? BSI. BSI, scene safe, all that's done. The next thing we're going to do, we've done an assessment. We're going to have Morgan hold C-spine in neutral alignment. So you can just hold that head like that, okay? Next thing I'm going to do is assess his neck, just to see if there's any tenderness or anything there. So I'm going to just unbutton one button here, maybe. And I'm going to check for decap, ETLS, and any step-offs, right? So you're feeling the spinous processes, trying to feel if there's any weirdness or crepitus or any gaps. So I don't feel any. So now I need to apply a C-collar. Now, she's still going to hold. I need to measure this C-collar. So how I do that, I'm popping open the locks here, like that. You're going to measure where this C-collar fits or sits. So it's going to sit right here on his shoulders, and then it will be right here on his chin. So I'm going to take my fingers and rest them kind of on his shoulder where it hits, and I'm looking to see that key dimension right there is what it's called, how many fingers of mine that space is. And his chin to his shoulders are 3 of my fingers. So on this select Laerdal thing, you measure C-collar, you measure from the hard plastic, my 3 fingers. So I'm going to pull this up to that where my 3 fingers sit, okay? So and then I'm going to lock that in. And what you try to do is just kind of bend it just a little. So we're going to set this part, we're going to put this underneath his neck. You're still holding C-spine. So sir, we're going to place this C-collar here. So you kind of pull it, and then we're going to just slide it like this underneath his chin and just try to get it situated and even here. It's going to be kind of tight, okay? You still breathe? Doing okay? Mm-hmm. All right. So the C-collar is placed. It's kind of hard. She's still holding C-spine. So now I'm going to check for, crap, I should have done this before I put the C-collar on. I'm going to check pulse motor sensory. So I'm going to check bilateral pulses. Can you feel me feeling your fingers? Do you feel that, Rick? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you squeeze my fingers, both hands? Great. Is that as hard as you can do it? Squeeze. There you go. Good job. Good job. So now I'm going to take his shoes off, and I'm going to assess his pedal pulses. Woo! I found that one. This is like bounding. All right. Can you move your toes for me? Good. Can you feel me touching? What toe am I feeling?
Big toe.
What toe am I feeling over here?
Big toe.
How about over here?
Little toe.
Good job. People can only feel basically and recognize their big toe and their little toe. If you grab the toes in between, they're not going to be able to tell you what toe you're touching. They know you're touching them, but they just don't know. All right, so I need another person to come over here and help. We're going to roll up Rick on Morgan's count. We're going to roll him up this way. Morgan, it's a lot easier to hold C-spine like this when we're rolling, and kind of sandwich his head in between your arms. So when we roll, you're just rolling as a whole unit, just like that, okay? So I'm going to put his arm right here. We're going to roll him up on his arm. So you put your arm right there, and I'm going to put my arms like this. And on her count, we're going to roll him as a unit up, and then I'm going to check his back.
Up on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, now we're going to hold him for a minute, and I'm going to check for decap, BTLS in his spines. Any of that hurt?
No.
Okay, good. So We're gonna put this board and I'm gonna hold it just like this, and on your count, we're gonna go down.
Down on 3, 1, 2, 3.
So now we gotta center him on this board. There's two ways to do it. We can go down and up. He's pretty centered. He needs to just go up a little bit. If he needed to go sideways on this board, because he's kind of cocked, if he was kind of cocked, you can go like down and up to just center him, or we can, you and I, with Morgan's count, we can kind of do this, so you and me both, and he's kind of as one unit, and then on her count, we would move over, so move to the right on 3.
Right on 3, 1, 2, 3.
And we can move him just like that. The other way is I would grab his chest, you would grab his pelvis, and we're gonna go down on 3 and then up on 3. Okay, so let's try that one.
Down on 3, 1, 2, 3. Up on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Good job. Okay, so now he's nice and centered on that board. You still hold. At this point, we look at the board and we see if we have a lot of space in between his chest and the end of the board. If you have big spaces, you need to pad those spaces. You need to put like a big blanket rolled up underneath his armpit. So if he was skinnier, thinner, then there would be some space between his chest and the end of that board. So we'd roll up a big blanket, put it in there, and then put the straps over so that there's no board space, because if we rolled him and there was space between the strap and the board and him, he would slide into. So he would slide around. So we want to make sure that we have no space. So that is a big deal. Just keep adjusting that collar and make sure it doesn't move.
You didn't need that here anyway.
Did I get your ear?
No, you're fine.
Okay. So I don't see a whole lot of space that we need to pad at all. Some people have very sensitive, if we hyperextend his knees, if you did that to me, I'd scream. So I tend to put a towel roll or something underneath his knees. So we always strap the head down last. Just be nice. Give you a little bit of support there. Just relax. So if you can get on that side and help me get these spider straps. The trick to spider straps is putting them away nicely, or you're going to have a spider web. I don't know why they're called spider straps. Yes. All right, so these are the shoulder straps, and you're still holding, Morgan. This is the chest strap. This is the pelvis strap, the femurs, and then down below, his lower legs. So we need to strap the shoulders. We need to not do it up here, because then again, there's going to be space and he can move that way. So we need to use this hole right here underneath his shoulder. We're just going to carpet and Velcro is wonderful. We're just going to put it on. We're going to make sure this stays in the middle. Not too tight, but snug. We're just going to snug it up. We're not putting it tight yet. So we're going to use this strap that's right underneath his armpit, or the hole, I mean. So again, let's make sure this is in the middle. Okay, and then just snug and not too tight. Right on his pelvis, so right on his hip. Yep, you got it. We want that on the hip bones and not on his diaphragm, so it impedes his breathing. So we're going to stay off the knees with this, so we're going to go right in the middle of his femurs here. I don't want to go on the knees because it's going to hyperextend his knees. I think let's use the top one. Okay. Not a good hole there. Okay, so snug. And this one's gonna go all the way down here on the bottom so that it keeps that top, that thing tight. That's just to keep that tight. So now we're going to tighten these up. We're going to start with the shoulder straps. Going to try to keep it from smashing down on that collar. But we're going to loosen it, and then on the count of 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and pull. 1, 2, 3, pull. Okay, Richie, I want you to take a deep breath, and on 3, we're going to do it. 1, 2, 3, go. Can you breathe?
Yes.
Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, pull. Okay, 1, 2, 3, pull. One, two, three, pull. All right, so he's on that board, he's secured, he's not gonna move. Now the last part we do is the head. Balls. This is a training device, a stay blocks. So, let me just, these come apart. That's for that. This, if it wasn't a training thing, what we would do is down all the way to the bottom is sticky stuff. So what you do is you stick it right underneath his head. So if you can just lift just a smidge, you stick it right underneath that, and then you pull the sticky stuff out. You still hold. You pull the sticky or the stuff, and then you stick it down. Okay, so yank, and then it's stuck. Okay. And then one person takes this and applies it to about his ear area at the same time, so you don't like push his head over like this. So me and Morgan are gonna coordinate, and then I want you to grab this one. I want you to grab these after I go. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So if you just grab those. And then you put this over the top. Some of them have a strap that you can put angled. No, stand by. Hold his head. You gotta hit the Velcro on the bottom. Duh. Velcro, Velcro. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do it the right way, Jody. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now you can hold that. Now we can put this here. And then if you have another piece, you can put it down here to help kind of stabilize that. And now we can let go. Good. And then we're going to check pulse motor sensory again. So pulses. It's got good pulses. Squeeze my fingers. Excellent. Can you feel me touching that? Can you feel me touching this? Good. Does it feel the same? And then move your toes for me. Good. Oh, he's got nice bounding pulses. And then, can you tell me what toe I'm touching?
Big toe,
And over here?
little toe.
Good. So then we can pick him up and move him as one unit, just like that. So, a few little hiccups.
So where would you do with the arms if it was?
If you're unresponsive, you're responsive now, so you can just hold your arms, and we'll just say
Okay.
hold them like that. If you were unresponsive,
Mhm.
we tend to just take some tape and then tape your thumbs so that you can just be totally relaxed and your thumbs will still hold your hands from going like that.
What's to prevent the lower extremities from shifting?
Um,
I mean, can you just run a rapid tape?
yeah, you can.
Okay.
It doesn't matter as much the lower legs moving, because that's only gonna move his upper legs, right? So it would be nice to have a strap right here. I like to have to hold this tight.
Okay.
And this is hips, this is upper legs. We should have one on the lower legs and then that one, but this one doesn't have that strap. But you can put a piece of tape there. It's fine. I just don't like to have it like right here because then that little thing moves up and down. All right, so you good?
So do we like now stand him up on the wall
No,
and
I
let him
don't
hang there?
like
We
that.
had we used to put each other on top of lockers.
Yeah.
We'd run up and down the hallways and down the stairs.
So the deal with these spider straps is putting them away like this as we go.
And what are the little thin black straps for?
This,
Yeah.
to put it away,
Oh, okay.
it's just to keep it.
So typically, is this like a 3-person, 4-person, 2-person job, like how many?
In real life, yeah, as many people as you can have. This is a 3-person and the minimum. So one to hold the neck, 2 others to move your body, and then anyone that can strap.
So basically, I mean, if you've requested like ALS, you would wait for them to put them on the backboard then? Is that-
Well, if you're by yourself, you can use bystanders to help you as long as you can communicate with them and teach them what to do.
Now, if you're out somewhere and you're the responder and all you need are other hands, can you call fire and say, hey, guys, you
Yep.
doing anything?
Fire has been trained in doing this, yeah.
Okay. So if they're not out on another call, they can come into your hands.
Yep.
Man, I have a whole new perspective when I see that done.
That's not very comfortable, is it?
Not really.
We tend to not spine board people unless we have to anymore because it does hurt your back. It causes pressure sores really quickly on you, and it's really, really not good for your back at all.
See, I would think it would be good for your back.
It's not really. Especially on older people, it causes pressure sores rather quickly.
You're young and flexible still.
Even on young people, it will hurt them. You know, you're gonna cause ischemic muscle. You're safe.